You open your banking app. Payday just hit. For 1 second, the number looks good. Then you scroll down. Rent. Subscriptions. That dinner you barely remember ordering. Gas. Coffee. A random thing you bought at 1 a.m. By Friday, it's gone. You made more money this year than ever before. So why does it feel like less? You tell yourself you'll save next month. Next month never comes. Here's the strange part. This isn't really about how much you earn. It's about something your brain does automatically, every single time your income goes up. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Picture two people. One makes $40,000 a year. The other makes $150,000. You'd guess the second person feels rich. Relaxed? In control. Ask them, and a huge number will tell you the same thing. I still feel broke. That's not a joke. Researchers have studied this for decades. It even has a name, the hedonic treadmill. Simple version. You get on a treadmill. You start walking. The belt speeds up to match you. You walk faster. It speeds up again. You never actually get anywhere. But you're working just as hard as before. Your income is the belt. Your spending is your legs. And most people never notice the machine is even running. Here's how it starts. You get a raise. A real one. Maybe $8,000 a year, more than before. For about 2 weeks, it feels amazing. You breathe easier. You check your account and smile. Then something quiet happens. You upgrade your apartment, just slightly. You start ordering food instead of cooking, just a little more often. You get the nicer version of things you used to buy the basic version of. None of these choices feel big. Each one feels small. Reasonable. Deserved even. But add them up, and that $8,000 is gone. Not stolen. Not lost. Spent, quietly, on a slightly upgraded version of your old life. This has a name too. Lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep doesn't feel like overspending. That's what makes it dangerous. It feels like normal life. It feels like, I earned this. And technically you did earn it. Nobody's saying you can't enjoy your money. The problem is what it does to your baseline. Your brain doesn't measure money in dollars. It measures money against what you're used to. Psychologists call this a reference point. Your brain doesn't ask, do I have enough? It asks, is this more or less than what I already expect? So when your spending rises exactly as fast as your income, your brain resets the target every time. You're never behind. But you're never ahead either. You're just even. Forever. That's why the feeling of enough keeps moving further away, no matter how much you make. Now here's the part that sounds backwards, but it's true. Making more money can actually make you feel more broke, not less. At least at first. Why? Because a raise doesn't just change your bank account. It changes your comparisons. When you made less, you compared yourself to people who made about the same. Now you make more, and slowly, your comparisons shift too. You start noticing coworkers with nicer cars. Friends posting vacations. People online who seem to have it all figured out. Your income went up. But your reference group went up faster. So the gap between what I have and what feels normal doesn't shrink. It grows. You're not actually behind financially. You just moved into a room full of taller people. There's a second layer to this, and it's sneakier. Small purchases don't feel like spending anymore. They feel like nothing. A subscription here. A delivery fee there. An upgrade you clicked without thinking twice. Each one costs less than a coffee. So your brain files it under. Doesn't count. But your brain is bad at multiplication in real time. It's great at noticing one big purchase. It's terrible at adding up 15 small ones. Researchers call this mental accounting. You keep separate little buckets in your head for spending, and small buckets never feel dangerous. Meanwhile, your bank statement doesn't use buckets. It uses one number. And that number doesn't care how small each purchase felt in the moment. This is how someone making great money still ends every month with almost nothing left. Not one big mistake. Dozens of invisible small ones. So what actually breaks this cycle? It's not make more money. You just watched why that alone doesn't work. It's something smaller, and much less exciting. It's this: change what you measure. Most people track their income. Almost nobody tracks their savings rate. Your savings rate is simple. It's the percentage of your income you keep, not spend. Not the number of dollars. The percentage. Here's why that matters. Someone earning $40,000 a year who saves 10% is, in a very real sense, financially healthier than someone earning $150,000 who saves nothing. One person's treadmill is under control. The other person's is speeding up every single month, and they don't even know it. The moment you start watching your percentage instead of your paycheck, something shifts. You stop asking, "How much did I make?" You start asking, "How much of it actually stayed mine?" This is where most advice gets it wrong. It tells you to cut the small stuff. Skip the coffee. Cancel one subscription. That's not nothing, but it's not the real fix either. Because the treadmill isn't one purchase. It's a pattern. The real fix is boring, and boring is exactly why it works. Before you spend a raise, decide where a piece of it goes first. Not after rent, after bills, after whatever's left. First. Even a small percentage, moved automatically before you see the money, never gets the chance to quietly disappear into an upgraded version of your old life. You're not restricting yourself. You're just moving the finish line before the treadmill can catch up to it. Think about the last time you felt genuinely broke. Was it because your account hit zero? Or was it because you compared your life to someone else's highlight reel and felt like you were falling behind? Be honest. For most people, it's the second one, far more often than the first. Your phone shows you other people's vacations, cars, and renovated kitchens all day, every day. It never shows you their debt, their stress, their own quiet version of this exact same treadmill. You're not just comparing your money to your bills anymore. You're comparing your money to a highlight reel that was never built to reflect reality. That comparison has no finish line. There will always be someone spending more, posting more, seeming to have more. The treadmill doesn't just live in your spending. It lives in your feed. So look at your life right now, today. Not your dream life. This one. What changed in the last 2 years that you barely noticed changing? A slightly bigger apartment. A few more delivery orders. A subscription you forgot you're paying for. None of it was a mistake. Each choice made sense on its own. But together, they're the reason a bigger paycheck still disappears by the 25th of the month. You don't need to earn dramatically more to feel differently about money. You need to notice the belt speeding up, and choose, on purpose, not to keep matching its pace. That single choice, repeated quietly every month, is the difference between running in place for the next 20 years, and actually getting somewhere. Here's the honest part. This isn't about getting rich fast. There's no hack here, no shortcut, no trick that makes money multiply overnight. It's slower than that. It's just a percentage, protected before your lifestyle can absorb it. It's noticing that "I deserve this," and "this will actually make me happier," are two very different sentences, even when they show up wearing the same outfit. Most people never slow down enough to ask the question at all. They just keep walking, faster and faster, wondering why the scenery never changes. You don't have to be one of them. Not because you'll suddenly earn twice as much, but because you finally saw the machine you were standing on. So open your banking app again. Look at the number. This time, don't just see what's missing. See the treadmill underneath it, quietly speeding up every time you get a little further ahead. You can't stop your income from changing. You can't stop comparison from creeping in either. But you can decide, right now, to protect one piece of every raise before your old life quietly claims it. That's not about being rich. That's about finally getting somewhere, instead of just running in place. Same account. Same number. Completely different feeling.